Welcome to Yard Talk. I got a special guest here, and he's my son, and he agreed to sit down with me and discuss some of the stuff that he's encountered in his driving career here. So, introduce yourself if you would, please, sir, and we'll get into this.
Hi, my name is Josh LaForce.
Very good. So, your dad has been driving for 40 plus years and have seen a lot of things, just in my experience, but in your driving experience day to day, which you're on the road. Tell us a little bit. You're on the road, you're residential area, you're in rural areas, highway driving. So I mean, you're seeing it all. So tell us a little bit about what you see on a daily basis.
A lot of distracted driving.
Distracted driving.
Yes.
What do you think the number one distracted driving?
I'd probably have to go with the most common answer, which is cell phone.
Cell phones.
Yeah.
See a lot of that. Used to, before cell phones and that, to share a little story, I had a guy pass me one time that it looked like he had his office set up. I mean, we set much higher, obviously. Look down, he's got the newspaper out, he's got papers and that all over the dash. It looked like he had a filing system in his car and everything. But he's driving down the road at 70 miles an hour. But he's drifting as well. He's drifting over in every lane conceivable. He just didn't think anything of it. Have you experienced that?
I've seen people reading books.
Reading books.
Yeah.
That's multitasking, right?
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, how many people do you think can really pull that off, multitasking?
Probably none.
Probably none.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any funnies or old crap moments that you can share with us?
Recently I was on the highway on 95 and was in the far right lane and had I noticed from a far ways back somebody drifting in and out of the fast lane. He was driving a white, I think a Suburban, and he would slow down and speed up, slow down and speed up. I eventually caught up to him, and it would happen right when I caught up to him. He started emerging to the fast lane and got maybe 4 or 5 inches away from somebody's corner panel, and then tried to jump back into my lane and made me slam on the brakes and almost ran into me. And it's just that it looked like he was on his cell phone.
I hear you. So what do you think saved your bacon on that? I mean, at my employer, we call it seeing habits. I know you go back to when I originally studied these, it was the Smith system, 5 seeing habits. So I mean, I say this all the time. I honestly, and I really believe it. That's the most important habits that you can have driving. So you've seen this at a distance, so you're aiming high and steering.
Yes, correct.
And so you were anticipating him drifting over. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
And that saves your bacon quite a bit.
Yeah.
Any scary things happen?
Excuse me. Yeah. About a month ago, I was in Indiana, I think off 27, if I remember right. And the GPS, the system that we use, it took me, it said it was a road originally. And it said the road split off into 3 driveways. And so I took my first right, it said it was a road, ended up being somebody's just driveway. And I was on a gravel driveway with nothing but grass in front of me. So I kind of stopped. There was not much space to turn around. So I stopped. I called in my dispatch, see if they could help me out. While I was on the phone, I jumped out to look behind me, see where to back out because there was cars there too. By the time I got out, there was already a lady on her back porch, coming up hollering, saying, "Hey, that's a good way to get shot around here. You better get out of here," cussing me up and down. And so I apologized profusely. I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm just trying to get to what I believe is your neighbor's house. I'll be out of your hair shortly." And just within that time, I got back out on the highway. The next thing I know, there's red and blue lights in my rear view. Got lit up. The cop obviously knew what was going on. It was the sheriff. And he came up shaking his head. He said, "Obviously, probably know what's going on. The neighbor here caught on you." He said, "It's pretty obvious what you're doing, but we had to come out because they called." And it was very nice, polite. And I said, "Yeah, yes, sir, sorry. I think I found the right address," and continued on about my route
Got
there.
you going in the right way.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, it takes all kinds, I guess, in this world. But man, that would get me a little bit shaky too. Okay, we talked about a or moment and getting lost. I mean, we have tools today that back when I started, we had an atlas, and if we were lucky, we had a city atlas as well, and we relied on payphones and whatnot. But with the GPS and that, which they can still get you lost, but at least they get you in the right area. What about different driving conditions? I mean, like in the wintertime, in the snow, the ice, anything to share with someone else that's out there driving? What do you need to focus on when you're in heavy torrential rain or slick roads or something?
I would say definitely if you're in a more of a high profile vehicle, it doesn't do too well in the wind. Just keep it slow and steady if you can. And rain, obviously watch out for other drivers. A lot of people don't keep up maintenance with their cars. Bald tires will not do well in the rain. Now you gotta watch out for other drivers. If you're paying attention, you got good wipers, should be okay. It's just I like to focus on other drivers a lot.
Gotcha. Now, we're getting introduced. It's not at our partial yet, but they're starting to put in camera systems in our tractors. You're currently with what system? You use what system?
Lytx.
Okay, and can you explain how? I mean, is it pretty spot on, or does it go by like an algorithm, or is it an actual filming you? Like a picture, or is it infrared? Or explain what you know about it.
From my understanding, it's all live, and they go by. It'll record, like if you suddenly brake hard, it'll kick that into action, and they call it like an event.
Okay.
And then, from my understanding, they send it to Lytx, and then they review it, and if it's something worthy. Like if you run a red light, obviously they'll send that back to your employer. But if it's something like, say you're scratching your face and they think that you have a phone in your hand, then they'll get rid of that.
Well, didn't you tell me though here a while back though that you had like red flashing lights or something? Does it pick up and does it actually give you a warning saying like distracted driving or something?
It'll let you know. Like if you out of an old habit, if you go to pick up your phone and it sees you have a drink or something while you're driving, you can be stopped and pick up your phone and check it, or take a drink or eat a snack. It won't go off, but if you're driving, it'll flash and say distracted driving and warn you.
Oh, okay.
Or for following distance.
Gotcha.
If you're on the highway, it'll give you a warning. It'll say following distance, and if you persist with that following distance, it doesn't automatically send it to them. It'll give you a warning, and then you got to either back off, or if you just keep going, it'll send it to them.
Now this is like a radar, what is it, like sonar bouncing off, or is it the camera?
I think it's actually the video. There's
one
facing you, the driver mostly, from what I could tell, and then one facing forward.
So it's actually seeing the vehicle in front of you then?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's different. Are you comfortable with the camera facing you? I mean, I don't have a problem of out facing cameras. I still have an issue. Just it's me personally. There's other people that I think it's a invasion of your privacy. I'm all for cameras that's side facing or forward or rearward or whatever, but I really don't understand why you have to have a camera on an individual as you're driving.
I don't either. I could see how it could help, but also see the downsides, like for the privacy reasons. But in all fairness, it doesn't bother me really, because I don't think people really monitor it live and watch it 24/7. Only if an event occurs are they actually looking at it and going over the footage. So.
Okay. Well, I talked to Uncle Jerry on it, and that he said the same thing. So, I mean, it's just my ignorance, I guess, on the camera system, because I haven't used one, but I'm also hearing from other people that I work with that, hey, knock yourself out if you want to put a camera in that's facing outward, but don't put a camera on me. So, I mean, that's just where we're at on that. Okay, we covered the driving part. Aspect of things and whatever. So, but I know you, but my audience doesn't know you. So, outside of work, what does Josh like to do? What's your hobbies? What's your interest? What are they? I mean, you're a gamer, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can tell.
Play a lot of video games.
Okay, and he's been playing video games since he was little bitty. I mean.
3 years old playing Tetris.
Absolutely, it's pretty cool. Now you don't play Tetris now though, but what is it? It's Xbox and
Call of Duty,
Call
Halo.
of Duty. Okay.
First-person shooters.
All right. Okay. So
Gaming nerd.
all right. No, not really. No, you're really good. I'll tell you a funny story. Is that what was that game? It wasn't Call of Duty. It was
Halo, I think.
Halo. Yeah. So he says, Dad, you want to play Halo? Yeah, sure. I mean, I like video games too. So it's like the screen comes on. I make one. I don't even get really to push a button. Bang, gone. And it's like, what the heck just happened here? And he's laughing. It's like I mean, he got me that fast. So it's like, okay, let's do it again. Same thing. I mean, this went 3-4 times. And honestly, that really wasn't much fun for me. But awesome skill. But I still haven't figured out how in the world that you got to a spot and eliminated me that quick. I mean, I didn't even get to move. I didn't even get to turn.
If you play it long enough, you'll understand.
I guess. I do like Call of Duty though. What's that other game that I got?
Battlefield.
That's it. I like that. Now I went through that whole game. That was pretty cool. That was cool. You like do anything else?
I like to tinker around with some woodworking.
Yeah, he's being modest. He's really good at making furniture. Absolutely. Yeah.
Custom wood pieces.
Yeah.
Nice Harley signs and neat little knickknacks.
He's very good at it. Very good. And he helped me on an epoxy project on a countertop, which he doesn't give himself enough credit on it, but he's very creative. He's got a very creative mind, and it came together pretty good, though, didn't it?
It came out very nice.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you'd like to do? That's about it? He's shaking his head, so everybody, and you can't hear anything. So he's not like his dad. I can shake my head, and it sounds like a BB in a 55-gallon drum. So, but I won't entertain everybody with that. But hey, I appreciate you taking the time to do this, and I'm happy that you listen to the other shows. But thanks a lot. And like I said, this is a lot of fun for me, and I hope to get more and more to participate in this, because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, thanks a bunch.
No problem.
I love you.
Love you too.
Well, there you have it. Well, I will tell you one thing. Let everybody in on something. This is just audio. If we were filming this, just a couple good-looking guys, and the younger one is is better looking. Wow. So just to throw that out there. So at some point in time, we am going to put some video on here if I can get it cleared through the powers to be, so to speak. So, or it might just be my ability understanding how to do it. So either which way, we'll get some video out here eventually and make it even more entertaining. And speaking of making it more entertaining, I went on a little adventure. The show was originally designed just to basically be the feeder department and have driver spotlights and interview management, on-road soups, this, that, and the other. But I think I've extended it out to where I'm actually talking to people in other departments now, and we're going to give a little teaser here for upcoming shows. And well, I'll let him introduce himself, and we'll go from there. If you would be so kind, and I thank you for taking the time to do this, if you'll introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you're currently doing, your job position.
My name's Mike Logothetis. I've been with the company 37 years. I am currently a 22-3 tractor washer and night sort employee.
And I tell you what,
/ union steward.
Cool. The latter part of that can't be a whole lot of fun, I wouldn't think. But prior to that, now listen, he does a fabulous job on our tractors. We have no complaints whatsoever. We got some good looking equipment going down the road, and that's due to you. So kudos to you, and we really appreciate it.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate you guys. I haven't had more praise from any group of people in this company since I started here until I got to this department.
Well, speaking of that, let's go back. You've been here 37 years.
Correct.
So, now look, I've only been here 9, so I know when I got here, a total different transition period, how this company has evolved from a military style, I mean, up your rear end and barking at you constantly. So what's your, I mean, good, bad, what's your feel?
Verdict's out. I'm not sure yet. I think they're a lot less harsh on their discipline and whatnot than they used to be. The standards seem to have gone down with the uniforms and whatnot. There's a younger generation that they struggle with, trying to push them into the mold of being a traditional UPS employee. But
that's God. So I mean, and it's really good. But I mean, so you said traditional, which I mean, I had something in my mind. I mean, I signed like a appearance guidelines, so you know that is something that actually seems to be going by the wayside, which in turn is making us just like anybody else, which I don't really think that's really such a good thing.
Correct. It could be a conspiracy.
It might be. Well, speaking of conspiracies, I know that you and Magnet, we'll call her a fuel guy, we call him Magnet. I don't want to say his real name because you know he hasn't obliged me by talking yet, but we're going to rope him into this. But you're thinking about making a series here, so tell us a little bit about that.
Working on it.
Creative
it's
mind.
Be like a cop buddy radio series or whatever. It's still in the works.
That's awesome, man. That is super duper. Okay, anything that you want to talk about? Anything at all?
No. Not
no?
really.
Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate your insight
not
into
all,
this.
Not at all.
We'll keep it short and whatever. But listen, anytime that you have an idea or if you want to have a topic to discuss, look me up. We'll sit down just like this. It's not a painful experience, is it?
Not so far.
Okay, not so far. That's awesome.
I was warned it would be.
Oh,
so
Lord,
far, it's okay.
Hey, do you have any outside of work, personal interests, hobbies?
Yeah, you know, I like the outdoors. I like to fish. I like to run rivers. I like to hike. I play guitar a little bit.
That's
I
awesome.
quit playing guitar for about 20 years and just picked it back up recently.
All right. I play guitar as well.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Well, I never knew that.
Awesome. That's
How long
great.
have you been playing?
All my life.
Really?
But I'm not that good. I've been in a couple bands.
Really?
Yeah, cover bands.
You got to be kind of good to be in a couple bands.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yep.
Mike, I really appreciate your time.
Not a problem.
And with 37 years, I mean, bless your heart. That's all I can say. And I mean, you're still a young guy, so I mean, there's a reason why he has had the opportunity to put 37 years in. So,
Yep.
but I would imagine at some point that retirement is looking more and more, getting closer and closer. You know,
That's it. If this were not a union shop that provided the benefits that it does and the opportunities, I probably would have been out of here a long time ago. It can be a rough, unforgiving work environment at times. It can be stressful. We deal with the elements. It's what we do. It's the work. The work pays off if you stick around here long enough, I think. Hopefully that continues for people into the future. And I'm going to say this is going to sound kind of corny, but I currently am more proud to be a Teamster than I have been in quite some time, because of the impression that I have of our current president, Sean O'Brien.
okay, good input.
I'm going to throw that out there.
That's awesome, great.
It's actually made me more proud to be a Teamster.
I like the input, man. Hey, appreciate it so much.
Not at all.
All right, buddy. Have a great day. Thanks.
Yes, sir. You too. You know where I'm at 5 days a week.
Well, I don't know about you, but I really enjoy hearing the different input from different companies and different perspective, and looking at things from different departments within our own company. So this is a path that I'm still going to continue to go down and incorporate in the program. I hope you all enjoyed, and I would really like your feedback on that as well. Hey, just a safety alert, just to put it out there that with the many different spring breaks that's going on and the warmer weather that we are experiencing finally, there's more people out on the roads, which equates to maybe some not so good tempers and driving habits of other people. So we just need to be on our toes a little bit more, and keep our eyes moving, and be very, very aware of all of our surroundings at all times. With that said, I'm going to wrap this up, make it a wrap, and as always, until next time, be safe.